Dear friend, have you ever seen anyone better from central casting than Klaus Schwab? Is there anyone that you have ever seen, been around, been exposed to, like Klaus Schwab, who is stepping down, stepping away, leaving? And if you believe that bullshit that somehow that means something, you're not paying attention. If ever there was the consummate evil, if ever there was a personification of every ghoul and Hollywood from Max Shrek, not what's his name, Max, the Desperado, what's his name, Max Shrek, or what the hell his name? You know what I'm talking about. He's ghoulish. He's a ghoul. He's perfect. He's the consummate evil. And der Stefan who talks like this, you will eat the bugs. And you will like the bugs. And you will like the bugs. You will have nothing. You won't care what you eat. And now I'm going to give you my friend, my little successor, Fräulein, well, maybe not so much anymore, but Fräulein Greta Thunberg. How dare you? I could be at school. Eat your bugs and shut up. You will eat the bugs. And you will like it. You will like the bugs. And you will like the fact that we will own you. Everything. I see nothing. I hear nothing. How dare you? You've taken my life. Good God, how dare you? When Greta Thunberg came out with the how dare you, I was going nuts at first. The worst thing, and my beloved wife, you have no idea. You have no idea the hell I put her through. When I kept saying, when Diamond and Silk or Saddles and Dust or whatever it was called, bless their hearts, they were these two. Basically, I don't know what they were, but they were nice. They were, Trump and two black sisters. One died. Now I don't know if it's Silk, Diamond, or if it's Ann Silk. I don't know who's left, but anyway, when they were there and they were a part of this thing, I was saying, what exactly is the thing that people love about them? And that was it. That's all she said. And President, I mean, what a gig. What a gig this is. And President Trump, you got to understand that this is because of the public and the purposity and the consummation. That's it. And I was doing this forever. It was what I put my wife through. But after that, oh, I was the worst with how dare you? What? Wherever I went, whatever I did, whatever was around, how dare you? I'm sorry. I was at a CVS one day. It says, I'm sorry. You know how when you do the checkout, the self checkout, and you say, is this the thing where you put because they gotta weigh the whatever it's called, they want to weigh the weight of the thing so they can detect that you've actually put something on it. So it's like the bagging area, and I always get it wrong. And one day this woman came up, or whoever, and said, I'm sorry, that's not the backing. How dare you? It was great. It's the most wonderful thing. If you're ever attacked or mugged on the street, somebody comes up, some miscreant, some ne'er-do-well, some felon who wants to manhandle you and hurt you, all you have to do is don't do what self-defense. Just turn to him, and in this great look of obstinacy, just give him the old how dare you. Works like a charm. Works like an absolute charm, doesn't it? My friends, I say this to you because we have so much for us to do. How do we explain to people what it is that these people do? How do we explain to these people? Maybe you can tell me. Maybe you can tell me. And if you can't, how dare you? How is it that we explain to these people what it is that they do? How do you explain globalism to anybody? How? How? We have to go out and train. People think, do you have friends that think you are nuts? Be honest with me. Look at me. Do you have friends who think this guy's crazy? This guy's crazy. And once you get that label, oh, embrace it. Don't. Oh, I remember. There was somebody one time, and once you get this label, once it becomes part of your thing, that's it. And you're thinking, I wasn't who says this? Well, I have a friend of mine who said, like many of us said, this Pizzagate story is weird. You're into pizza. I'm not into anything. I'm asking a question. Well, there it is. Forever. She was a proponent. No, I'm not. I just asked a question. What is it? So what you do is you don't fight it. You tell them, oh, not only that, but more. Oh, yes. Pizza Hut. Get it? Hut. Domino's. Don't you see? How dare you? Embrace it. Don't even fight it. Don't even fight it. Just let everything, if somebody calls you something, you can say, but here's the best part. While you laugh at me and while you are not paying attention to me, I am telling you one of the most important things for you to pay attention to is this notion called the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the notion of globalism, the notion of the UN, extra governmental, extra judicial, extra constitutional groups of people who are going to tell you what to do. And you said, I never voted you into. Who assigned you? Well, it's part of a treaty. Treaty my ass. Let me tell you what they're going to do. How dare you? What they're going to do is they're going to one day say through, and it doesn't really matter, the World Health Organization, they'll get Beto O'Rourke or one of these clowns that they're going to recycle. Oh, they're coming back. Booty giggity giggity. He's back. They're not going anywhere. They do their stuff. By the way, I've never seen anybody who did so little. He didn't do anything. I mean, I hate to say this, but when all is said and done, Kamala Harris did more than this jadrul. Think about it. No, seriously, think about it. He didn't do anything. Tell me what he did. What did he do? He did nothing. East Palestine, nothing. The bridge in Baltimore, nothing. He didn't do anything. He drove around on his bike with his husband and he breastfed or whatever the hell he did. That's it. He didn't do anything. I'm telling you. But anyway. But one day they're going to have this group of people called the World Health Organization or some other WEF group. And they're going to come along and they're going to say the following to you. We believe that gun violence is a world threat. It threatens the world. Okay? And as a world threat, we're going to pass a series of treaties where the United States is going to cede, C-E-D-E, cede the jurisdiction to this group. And the United States is going to cede jurisdiction. And they're going to say, by virtue of this new international super extra governmental agency, we're going to seize your weapons. Does this sound wrong to you? Am I crazy? How dare you? And am I right? We will take your guns. You will not be able to defend yourself. Eat your bugs. Yes. Am I nuts? Am I nuts? Seriously. The world is collapsing here, my friends, here. Not in our neck of the woods, around the world. What do you think of Amal Clooney? How dare you? Amal, woman who fears autocorrupt. That's interesting. Autocorrupt. I like that. It's a neologism. That was a bit serendipitous, was it not? How dare you? And when you think about it, with your flatulence and the methane, and all of the methane from the cows, the flatulence, the flatus, bovine flatus, you're killing everything and with the farts and the stinkies of the thing. You can't do this anymore. It's not funny. You laugh at me. But let me tell you something. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, yes. We'll take your guns. We'll hope your meat, everything. We'll give you bugs. We'll give you a little number that will serialize you on your forehead so that we can keep track of you. We'll be able to keep you in your pod where you live. We'll be able to keep you, scan you. We always have your biometrics. We have your eyes. We have your fingerprints. We have your thumbprint. We know everything about you. We've been looking at you all these years. Do you understand that? And there you are, Mr. Pittman. Is that right? Mr. Nightingale. That's right. Mr. Nightingale, we have to lower the population. And we don't want to do it. Oh, what? You're saying that what we gave you before might be affecting your sperm rate, your ovarian productivity? Perhaps maybe there's some type of a malfunctioning. This your ability to reproduce? Do you think that might have been? We never thought of that, did we? But you trusted us. You trusted us. You did. You believed everything that we said. Everything that we said, you believed it. And all we had to do was to scare you about everything. Everything. It doesn't matter. Everything. But meanwhile, you have the microplastic in your testicles, into your balls. You have that. You have everything. We have destroyed you. This is really, you can really get into this stuff. Serenity says, am I high? Yes, you are high. We are all high. We are living in a world right now of holy God. Is anybody looking out for us? No. Does anybody care about us? No. Is anybody paying attention to this? No. How did this happen? But the good news is, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and I know I'm telling you right now, the good news is, like it or not, Donald Trump is going to win. It seems right now. Now, granted, there could always be some, catastrophic thing that we've never thought of, like, I don't know, a meteor, some type of a collision with an extraterrestrial. But short of that, we're looking at something which is just incredible. Do you understand this? Things are so fascinating. Do you have friends of yours who are getting ready? Do you have friends of yours who are getting ready? Now, I want you to do what I do. I've got these friends who are just, they're just completely out of their minds. They say, "Oh, get ready." Yeah, it's gonna be a good time for old Biden. Yeah, absolutely. Things are gonna look real good for him, don't you think? Sure. Yeah, I think he's got Trump whipped this time. I think he really does. and have your friends look at you like, what are you talking about? No, no, no. You're right. I've been watching that Rachel Maddow, and I think he has got it wrapped up. This will drive your friends crazy. And the reason why I think it's true is because Biden has a plan. He's very clear as to what he wants. And I think he basically is looking at, give me 4 more years. And despite what people think, I think he's never been better. I think he's got it. I think he's able to do it. And I think he is more important. I think he's able to to corral that energy into programs which help. Because let me tell you something. The man makes a lot of sense. Tell this to your friends and they will hate you. Seriously, tell them what you would hear on MSDNC. Tell them exactly the same thing. Exactly. And they'll look at you like, shut up, and say, no, 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 you're right. You're right. You don't mean it. Of course I mean it. What do you mean I don't mean it? Sit back, my friends. Let's talk about something a little bit nicer than this right now. Just from our dear friend. You know, Mike Lindell's still doing it. You know, he's into coffee now. I like what somebody said, Mike, are the pillows really that good? Yeah. My pillow, out of all the things, not my socks, my beds, my shoes, my razors, my slippers. By the way, the slippers, they sell more. My pillow, yeah. He tended to take his best product that he spends the most time, made in this country. Well, listen to this for yourself. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. It's time yet again, my friends, to hail and salute our great friends at MyPillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you'll get a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I know, a free gift. It's a tautology, so sue me. But first, listen carefully. Check out their $25 extravaganzas. Premium My Pillows, Queen and King, My Pillow 2.0. My Pillow bed sheets, the lowest price ever. Sandals, slides, slippers, 6-piece towel sets, 4-pack dish towel sets. Simply and absolutely unbelievable. So go to mypillow.com/Lionel, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, or call 800-645-4965 and watch how fast Mike Lindell answers the phone. mypillow.com, simply and absolutely the best. When people ask about the Klaus Schwab, you ask him, it's like, where in the have you been? What is the thing about, from your particular vantage point, what is the one part about, so just forget the fact he's not going anywhere. He might be stepping down officially. It's just like Victoria Nuland is not going anywhere either. Don't think for a moment that, everything's fine. She's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. Remember that great line from Boys from Brazil? Laurence Olivier, he says, you don't understand. I'm leaving, but you're not going anywhere. Oh, I love that one. Where he played Simon Wiesenthal, or is that woman in the anyway. What is the one thing, ladies and gentlemen, that frightens you? One of the things which he has done. Have you ever read what they've said? Here's something from this is the Fourth Industrial Revolution by Klaus Schwab. I'm just going to read this one particular part of this. Ubiquitous mobile supercomputing, intelligent robots, self-driving cars, neurotechnical brain enhancements, genetic editing. The evidence of dramatic change is all around us, and it's happening at exponential speed. Professor Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, has been at the center of global affairs for over 4 decades. He is convinced that we are at the beginning of a revolution that is fundamentally changing the way we live, work, and relate to one another, which he explores in his new book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution. He has grave concerns, organizations that might be unable to adapt. Governments could fail to employ and regulate new technologies to capture their benefits. Shifting power will create important new security concerns. Inequality may grow and societies fragment. Previous industrial revolutions liberated humankind from animal power, made mass production possible, and brought digital capabilities to billions of people. This fourth industrial revolution is, however, fundamentally different. It is characterized by a range of new technologies that are fusing the physical, digital, and biological worlds, impacting all disciplines, economic. How about the central bank digital currency? How about that? How about every single thing that you have will be digitized? You will have no anonymity. Cash will be gone. They will control your ability to say things to others. They will control speech and hate and the like. They will do everything in their power to destroy your ability to revolt, to speak out, to speak against, to object. It's beyond, and that's one area. How about the Pope? How about the Pope? Anybody, seriously, is there anyone here? And with all due respect, and by the way, this would be similar to, we have this anti-Semitic concept has been blown out of proportion, but I don't know what the anti-Semitic version of anti-Catholic is or anti the Pope, but what would you call it? When whatever your feelings about Catholicism and God is, but when you are absolutely anti the Vatican, what do you call that? What does the Vatican do? What is this? I have never understood any of it. Papal infallibility, all of this stuff. What's this called? Crimin. Oh God, Crimin. It was the encyclical that provided what you do in order to keep people from threatening to expose the priest, something criminalis or whatever. Yeah, I'll get it. You can actually threaten excommunication to tell people you are not going to do something to upend the church. I mean, this is just, okay, fine. But aside from that, what do you think the Pope, and with that Nora O'Donnell, who I'm surprised she's even there. I thought for sure she was gone. Didn't they cut her pay to nothing? There was some story. Am I getting this one right? Didn't they do? Anyway, he's sitting there with Frank Bergoglio, and he's talking about something. I don't even know. I have no earthly idea what he's talking about. Nothing. He's part of it too. So throw that into the mix. Throw also, as you would call them, the reptilians, the Ikean reptilian family, the monarchy, those people. Oh dear God. How about the Rothschilds? Throw that into the mix. Remember their weird party that time with the masks and the whole bit? Truman Capote tried it, but something completely different. Eyes wide shut. Where do you think Kubrick got that from? You think he made that stuff up? You think he made that up? Do you? Huh? Absolutely not. This is something where, and by the way, don't ever try telling your friends or neighbors this. Don't ever try telling somebody in your family about what this is going on. They have been wanting for the longest time to usurp, to basically upend and dissolve American governmental sovereignty and to have a cede authority to this greater global superstructure. Let them call the shots. Well, we're not run by Washington. We're run by The Hague or what have you. This is something, and yet I meet these friends of mine who were it's like, do you? Let me give you an example. I don't know about you, but there are these Republican kind of organizations, these things that, these groups, for lack of a better word, there are these groups, and they meet and they fancy themselves as being Republicans. I hope you never meet them, but they are the bane of my existence. And these people think about Republicanism as, I guess, being like they're just fans. We're going to Mar-a-Lago, that kind of stuff. I'm thinking, what does that have to do with Republicanism? What is being a Republican? What does that even mean? Can you answer that? Can you answer that? Can anybody answer that? Can anybody even get close to this? Do you have any idea what it means? What does it mean? What does it mean to be a Republican? What does the Republican Party stand for? What are you talking? Less government. Don't give me this less government crap. That makes no sense. What do you mean less government? Stop saying this, Ronald Reagan. This isn't the Sean Hannity show. Speak rationally. Speak clearly. What precisely is the Republican Party? They can't answer the question. They can't. You have no idea. Let me ask you, what is it that you stand for? If you're going to vote for Trump, I guess, are you voting for Trump because he's a Republican? Yes or no? Do you think Trump follows the Constitution? Sometimes, I guess he does. You know that Trump's going to, that everything, if this means something to you, Trump is not going to change one bit, one program, one anything regarding Bibi and Israel. Does that bother you at all? Does that bother you at all? Doesn't matter. What's your other choice? Nobody. You got Bobby Kennedy Jr. Oh, he is so unbelievably gone. He doesn't want any. He is setting you up. He is. Would somebody please at least pretend they've heard of the Palestinians? You just do you really? Are you really serious? Is everybody, did you see Elise Stefanik? Oh my God. It's not even, it's almost like, I don't know what it is. Is there any duality? Is there not any reason for you at all to ever say, like, I'm very concerned with it? Absolutely not. Don't you understand what Israel's doing? Well, I got news for you. That is, you think Klaus Schwab is I don't think so. And now I was listening to a talk radio. They're giving Amal Clooney. Does anybody here believe that Amal Clooney, by the way, Amal Anal, I'm sorry, one autocorrect, be careful. No, with an M. With an M. Sorry, it doesn't know. Is there anybody here who thinks that Amal Clooney made any decision, that she had any say whatsoever in this? The fact that she's Lebanese may have something to do with it, but do you think so? Does anybody here believe that Israel is going to have any part of the 2024 election? Absolutely not. It's like it doesn't matter. Bobby Kennedy picks this woman, this Google ex-wife. I don't know what the hell she is. And let me tell you something too. I hate to be gross about this, but I'm going to say something. Actuarially speaking, voting for a Kennedy for public office is scary, okay? The history hasn't been that terrific. So consequently, I really pay attention to who the vice president is going to be. And you get this dame, what the hell, what are you kidding me? And now he wants to give reparations to black farmers? He's setting you up. He's telling you, I don't want this. I'm throwing everything at you. I'm not going to have them. I do not. Look, as long as you can peel votes away from Biden, I guess I have no idea. What is it that you're voting for? What is it that you're voting for? Tell me, what is it? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? What? And by the way, you talk about pedo wood and all this pedo. Nobody gives a shit about pedo. They don't talk about it. Because what it is it's being done through big tech, and you got to understand what's going on regarding the legislation. Did you hear? Did you do what I said? Are you following Mrs. L on? She did a great. I'm gonna give you this again. She did a fantastic video on these two pieces of legislation and how big tech, how Meta and Google are basically using lobbying groups to propose certain aspects of basically things that promote, if not encourage, if not facilitate child predation. Follow her at Lynn's Warriors at a just click that on right now. You know who else is talking about that too? Libs of TikTok. You know who's doing a hell of a job for the good guys? Elon Musk. He's not perfect, but he's as close to it as anybody I've ever seen. So don't give me this stuff about pedo. What about it? I don't know. I just like to say it. Do you have any idea what's going on regarding human trafficking? No, I just want to talk about, I just like saying that word pedo. That's all we hear. That's all we hear. And let me tell you something. The first thing I do is I would have a division and I would make sure everybody, we need to go around the country telling people. Do you know where Ronald Reagan got his real start from? It wasn't acting. It was when he worked for GE. And he did all of these, I guess you would call them these, not, huh? Trade shows. But he would also go and he would speak on behalf of different things. It was GE. But as he spoke, he started talking about American ethics. And I would ask people this one question. I would ask people, very, very simple. What if somebody told you that you have to shut down something because France didn't like what you're doing, or that you're well, one of the things that scares me a lot that nobody claims. Let me explain something to you. Let me really put this into perspective. When we talk about Israel and Palestine, most of the time, most Americans couldn't care less. They don't know what you're talking about. They say, are you talking about that again? I don't know, whatever. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think, you know where it started from in 1948 with the UN, the Balfour Declaration? Yeah. And basically it was a UN proposal, right? Yeah. You didn't care about it, did you? Well, no, Jews have been through a lot, this and that. I mean, who knows? They were there for, I don't know. If it's 75 years old, okay. So you don't think about, well, look, it's moot at this point. It's a good, okay, fine. What about the American Indian? Oh shit, don't talk about the American Indian. What about them? Don't talk about them. People are savage. I don't know. Yeah, but technically they're, but what do they want to do? What? The Lakota? What? You're gonna give them all this land? What do they want to do? Have blankets and eat buffalo? Come on. Okay, we took their land, but so what? That's strike 2, okay? Here's the strike 3. Guess what? Elizabeth, New Jersey. I don't know why I'm picking. I was listening. His name Elizabeth, New Jersey came up. What about it? We're taking your town over. What? We have decided, based upon the UN, that all of these other lands, we believe that this was the property of the Watchung Indians and the Lenape. Who? Yeah. Who the hell's a Lenape? Doesn't matter. And we want your home and your property and your business. Get out. What? Get out. Reparations, baby. You can't do that. Oh, we most certainly can. We all voted. What? We voted like we voted before. Now do you understand? Wait. You're not trying to make a comparison to Israel, are you? You're not doing that, are you? No. But it kind of works the same way. This was the native, the African American has suffered the indignity and brought over in chains. And we have been talking reparation, and now we're going to do it. And we have been able to, by virtue of historical precedent and the Bible or whatever we want, that Elizabeth, New Jersey is where step 1 of this. So all in favor, the UN. Now do you understand globalism? Okay, Elizabeth, New Jersey, we're not done with you. You think that's far-fetched? Who thinks that's far-fetched? Anybody? Anybody? We told the Native Americans, F you, get out of here. We're taking your stuff. We're just here. One of the biggest jokes is how we bought Manhattan for like $1 or $3 or something. The funny part was it has been suggested, I don't know if this is apocryphal or not, but I will tell you this. It has been suggested that the idea of land ownership didn't make any sense to these people. Land ownership made no sense. The Indians thought they were screwing us. So we said, hey, listen, we want to buy that. What? You know the old, like, I'm going to sell you the Brooklyn Bridge? You want to what? We want to buy this. You want, oh, okay. Sure. How much? How about some wampum and blankets? Okay. Okay. Little did they know. What happens if all of a sudden we believe, based upon a Klaus Schwab globalist edict, that there should be an international recognition of the trans rights of children, that gender is an unfair, incalculably inhumane designation of, and we're going to come after, we're going to remove your ability to determine your children's gender. What do you think about that? Think that's possible? You think that's far-fetched? Huh? We're going to have this new organization. Well, you didn't care about it. You didn't give a shit about anything before. You just sat back and, well, we told you about Klaus Schwab. And we think, and we just kind of moved the deck chairs a little bit. This is what has been happening since post Bretton Woods, post World War I, post from 1913 to the League of Nations, to the UN, to everybody else, globalism, the idea, from the EU to Bilderberg, we've been telling you and telling you and telling you and telling you, and we're still telling you. And the only person telling you has been somebody, and to his credit, Alex Jones, and they're making him out to be a nut. Everything he said was 100% correct. 100% correct. So what we need to do is, a la Ronald Reagan, we need to have somebody go around the country and explain to people the notion of American sovereignty and that we cannot cede sovereignty. Stand by for a second, my friends. Let me talk to you about this. How many foreign countries own huge swaths of American farmland? I don't know. That's right. And when Klaus Schwab and these people keep talking about going after your meat, do you think they're kidding? Yes or no? I don't think so. Now, most people say, well, I don't eat meat, so I don't care about it. That's not the point. This is a major industry that has been part and parcel. The cattle industry has been a part of our since Dallas. Well, it's actually oil, but cattle. And being from Florida, the cattle movers, and it's where the Florida cracker, the crack of the whip, came from. So let me ask you, so do you think that one day food production could be either shut up, shut off, or shut down? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that one day you can hear that there's massive, there's problems here, and that once that little problem starts, it just builds up? It picks up in ferocity and celerity and velocity. Well, if you think that can happen, and it can, listen to our friends from preparewithlionel.com. It's no longer a question of if something catastrophic is coming, it's when. And while you still have some control, what are you going to do about it now to prepare? Well, your first step is going to my website, preparewithlionel.com. And for a limited time, take $200 off a 3-month emergency food supply. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you and your family to prepare. They've helped over 2 million families already. These 3-month kits with ready hour foods provide over 2,000 calories every day with 22 varieties and a 25-year shelf life. breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, snacks, everything. And they're sealed inside 6 rugged waterproof buckets, and they're over 120 pounds of food. So take advantage right now and go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. One more time, preparewithlionel.com. Good luck trying to explain to people what's going on. Good luck trying to explain to people what to look for. Klaus Schwab said in the fourth industrial revolution, the changes are so profound that from the perspective of human history, there has never been a time of greater promise or potential peril. What does that even mean? What does it even mean? To a large extent, the millennial generation is setting consumer trends. We now live in an on-demand world where 30 billion WhatsApp messages are sent every day, and where 87% of young people in the U.S. say their smartphone never leaves their side, and 44% use the camera function daily. This is a world which is much more about peer-to-peer sharing and user-generated content. It's a world of the now, a real-time world where traffic directions are usually provided and groceries are delivered directly to your door. This now world requires companies to respond in real time whenever they are or their customers or clients may be. And it sounds so quaint. It sounds so quaint. What could be wrong with that? It is your duty, my friends, to try to get your family and friends to understand what we're talking about. To understand that you're a nut. Well, you may be a nut, but for different reasons. Thank you, Donald Ellsworth, new member. Thank you, Donnie. Appreciate that, my friend. I tell everybody I can. And I am a lonely voice. There is no one I can talk to. No one. No one. Not here. I can talk to you. Nothing. I told you I went to these Republican things. I'm saying they don't even know. They know nothing. But if Mark Levin says something, in nescience and ignorance or something that it just blow me away. I asked him, I said, do you have any idea what is being alleged, what is being suggested, what is being explained regarding people who are suffering right now? Well, look, and our ability to rationalize is what's the most dangerous. Well, look, you got to understand something. Look, these people had the chance, this is Palestinians, to reject Hamas, and they didn't. And all they had to do was say, hey, stop, using these tunnels. Stop using us as a human shield. Everything would be fine. But no, we voted them in and we didn't say anything. And, our beef is with Hamas, not with you, Israel. No. And the fact that we're locked in, we can't move. We are stuck in Gaza. We can't come in, can't come out. And don't give me this business about the largest open-air prison. And don't give me the G word. Okay, that's crazy. We have this coming. It's our fault. Israel's just doing what's right. And even if it means that we are completely wiped off of the face of the earth, or we're just forced to go someplace, another, that's the way it goes. And I say that, and I'm listening to myself, and I'm saying, I have people who believe this. They believe this. I've been through this. I know people who have said the same thing about the Vietnam War, who said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're fighting communism. Screw these people. We're going to their country. It doesn't matter. This is the way Americans feel. I don't know what they're. So I tend to find these topics that are, okay, gender, that's a good one. Women and men competing, that's a good one. Because that's where Americans are. Very simple. You try talking about globalist new world order. extra jurisdictional nonsense. They have no idea what you're talking about. But for the time being, my friend, the good news is he's out. And what about Victoria Nuland? Who's Victoria Nuland? Who's Victoria Nuland? Anybody? Anybody? Who is she? You ever hear her? Do you ever have friends of yours that say, I don't know who you're talking about? Who's Victoria Nuland? What are you talking about? I don't know. Who is she? The Queen of Pain. Neocon queen? Sort of. Sort of. She's a nightmare from the Obama era. She's been around for, I don't know how many, she's been around for a lot of presidents. This is a woman who is not just the neocons per se, but somebody who's part of this weird kind of a post. She's almost in she's in that Brzezinski school. See, Brzezinski wasn't really a neocon. He just hated, he was a Russophobe. And it was so funny. They asked Brzezinski and said, well, aren't you afraid that your activities regarding now may actually stir the pot and basically rattle the nest of the hornets, and that it could affect Israel, these waves, these human waves of newly inspired and newly formed radical, terrorist organizations. And he said something like, it's like a mosquito. So what? His whole thing was Russia, because he was a Polish prince. And he never forgot what Russia did to his Poland. And he never forgot that. He couldn't care less about Israel. I'll never forget that. Never. It was like, what is this? Is it a neocon? Not really. Is he a Straussian neocon? Well, maybe. Do you think that Cheney and these folks, let me tell you something. To be a part of PNAC in those days, what I'm describing to you, I'm assuming you are as conversant with these phrases and these terms as I am. But what are you going to do? So anyway, my friends, let me tell you one more time, please follow Mrs. L right there and listen to her latest. And the people she interviews are so incredible. People who do the work of God. They don't just sit around and type pedo. That's all people do. They just go online and they talk about, ooh, he's a pedo. We're going to get these pedo. That's all they do. Is like, what are you doing? I'm just talking about it. Okay. Are you familiar with any kind of legislation? No. Did you ever go to Washington? No. Did you ever, any kind of, no. Well, what exactly do you want? Nothing. I just want to tweet about it. I just like this because I kind of, believe me. There are people who love the limelight. There are people who love all of a sudden I'm the voice of terminal flatulence. Remember the terminal flatulence? It's nothing to sniff at. I'm the voice. Thank you. Thank you for showing the courage. Yes, flatulence is something that for years people have laughed at it. But I can tell you, I'm one of the 30 million people who suffer every day from terminal flatulence, from the inability to enjoy scuba diving and being an astronaut. Can't play football. Try being a center. Who would be behind me? No intimacy? Forget it. Can't even be a spy. Can't go hunting. Here I am in this tree with all this camouflage and can't make any noise. And all of a sudden, deer can hear that a mile away. It's tough. All right, my friends. My friends, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being who you are and for what you appear to be. Thank you for this. Klaus Schwab, he's not going anywhere. Victoria Nuland's not going anywhere. They're still here. Their kind is still here. Their cause is still here. But we're going to persevere. And we're gonna do it. Because if not, I say to you, how dare you? Okay, dear friends, have a great and glorious night. Thank you so much. Thank you, truly. And Donald Ellsworth, thank you for being a new member, my friend. All the best. And until tomorrow at 8 a.m., my friends, I say to you a hearty hello and a hi-yo silver and a welcome and a goodbye and a thank you. And please, I say this now to you. Remember this. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Da, da.